BMW owners have always been told that modern engineering means better reliability, smarter cooling systems, and fewer mechanical surprises. But in 2026, that promise is starting to feel shaky. Across forums, service centers, and owner communities, a growing number of BMW drivers are reporting cooling-related failures that are catching them completely off guard. Warning lights appear suddenly, temperature gauges spike without warning, and in some cases cars are forced into limp mode even though routine maintenance was followed. What makes this alarming is that these aren't neglected vehicles or extreme driving situations. Many of these cars are daily drivers used exactly as BMW intended. The pattern is becoming too consistent to ignore, and owners are now asking serious questions about what's really going on under the hood. The problem isn't limited to one specific model or body style, which is why it's spreading so quickly through the BMW community. Sedans, SUVs, and performance models are all showing similar symptoms, suggesting that this is not a one-off defect, but a system-wide vulnerability. Drivers report overheating warnings during normal city driving, highway cruising, or even shortly after cold starts. In some cases, the car appears fine one moment and then suddenly throws multiple alerts the next. This unpredictability is what worries owners the most, because cooling systems are supposed to be the silent protectors of an engine, not the source of anxiety. A major factor behind these failures is how complex modern BMW cooling systems have become. Unlike older designs that relied on simpler mechanical components, newer setups use electric water pumps, electronically controlled thermostats, multiple coolant circuits, and sensors that constantly communicate with the vehicle's computer. While this allows for better efficiency and emissions control, it also creates more points of failure. When even one component begins to malfunction, the entire system can fall out of balance, leading to overheating or emergency shutdowns. In 2026, owners are discovering that complexity doesn't always equal durability. Another issue being reported involves coolant leaks that are difficult to detect early. Many owners don't see puddles on the ground or obvious warning signs until the system has already lost enough coolant to trigger a fault. Plastic components, connectors, and expansion tanks are under constant heat stress, and over time they can weaken or crack. These small leaks may go unnoticed during routine inspections, but they slowly reduce cooling efficiency until the engine can no longer regulate temperature properly. By the time the driver is alerted, the repair bill is often far higher than expected. What's especially frustrating for owners is that some of these cooling failures occur well before they expect major repairs. Vehicles that are only a few years old or have moderate mileage are experiencing problems typically associated with much older cars. This challenges the idea that newer BMWs are automatically more reliable simply because they're more advanced. Many drivers feel blindsided, particularly those who upgraded from older BMW models that never gave them cooling trouble. In 2026, the expectation was improvement, not regression. Dealership experiences have been mixed, adding another layer of frustration. Some service departments quickly acknowledge cooling system issues and recommend preventive replacements, while others downplay the symptoms or attribute them to software glitches. Owners report being told that warnings are normal behavior or that updates will fix the problem, only to see the same alerts return weeks later. This inconsistency leaves drivers unsure whether their car is truly safe to drive or just temporarily patched. Trust begins to erode when explanations don't match real-world outcomes. Heat management is also becoming a bigger challenge as BMW engines run hotter than ever for efficiency and performance. Turbocharging, tighter tolerances, and emissions requirements all push operating temperatures higher, leaving less margin for error. When everything works perfectly, the system can handle it, but any weakness in cooling quickly becomes a serious risk. In hot climates or stop-and-go traffic, the strain is even more noticeable. Owners in 2026 are realizing that these engines demand flawless cooling just to operate normally. Long-term ownership concerns are now front and center in these discussions. While many vehicles are covered under warranty when the first issue appears, drivers worry about what happens after that protection expires. Cooling system repairs can be expensive, especially when multiple components need replacement at once. For people who plan to keep their BMW long-term, these early warning signs raise doubts about future reliability and overall ownership costs. The excitement of driving a BMW starts to fade when reliability becomes a question mark. Online communities are amplifying these concerns as owners compare experiences and notice repeating patterns. Similar warning messages, similar repair diagnoses, and similar timelines are being reported by people who have never met each other. That kind of consistency is hard to dismiss as coincidence. In 2026, information spreads quickly, and once a reliability narrative takes hold, it becomes difficult for a brand to control. BMW owners aren't trying to attack the brand. They're trying to understand what's happening to cars they once trusted without hesitation. At the end of the day, BMW's cooling failures in 2026 highlight a bigger issue facing modern vehicles as a whole. As cars become more advanced, they also become more sensitive to small weaknesses that can snowball into major problems. BMW still delivers performance, comfort, and driving pleasure, but owners are learning that those benefits now come with added complexity and risk. Whether future updates and redesigns will solve these cooling issues remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, BMW owners are paying closer attention than ever, and they're no longer staying quiet when problems keep repeating.